everybody, to a new episode of Project Love brought to you by AMotivating Love. Today, we have the vibrant and loving Melody Self. Hi,
Yay!
how are you?
I'm great. It's so wonderful to be here. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you for being here. Let me get comfortable for our little girl chat and such. I love that we are actually recording this early, but today happens to be what is it? World Autism Awareness Day, and we're both wearing our blue.
Yay!
Love it. We love to support any cause that we can, especially ones near and dear to our hearts, whether we physically have someone in our lives that are affected or we just know of people that are affected. Because I mean, in actuality, it could have been any of us.
Yes. Yeah, that's so true. So true.
So I'm going to jump right in and follow up more on about that and ask you to tell us about your loving family.
Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorite topics.
I know.
I
They're amazing. Okay, just side note, we did a photo shoot in November 2020, and it was supposed to be all adults, but then at the end, we had this lovely young lady come in and photobomb with us, and she just sat in the middle and stole the show. She's our future, so we have to make sure that we embrace them when they're able and wanting, hello, to be
right,
a part of
exactly.
things that we do.
Isn't that the truth when they're wanting?
Yes, because as they age, they're like, I don't have time anymore. I'm like, really?
I know, and I'm really blessed because I am the mom of 7, and so my oldest, I have 2 girls, they're 23 and 9, and then I have 5 sons in the between those girls. And I'm really blessed because they do a lot of things with family. We support each other, and they're like, "Mom, that's why we do it because you showed us the way," and it's really a blessing. So we do have abilities to do a lot of things together, and I think it's a little bit unusual. And whenever I have a down day, they're like, "Mom, you taught us this," and they encourage me
Mhm.
and they keep me going, and I just love to see how they support and love each other. It's really
Oh,
amazing, honestly.
wow.
I catch them like in the bed, hugging each other, and even if they're teens, they still need that camaraderie. They still need that
Mhm.
brotherhood. And it's a blessing to be able to see your children have that.
It is 7 kids, huh? So you beat the
Yeah,
Brady Bunch.
and they're all mine. You know what?
Right.
They're all mine. People are like, "Did you?" Yes, and you can kind of see. There's a little picture of them back there, but oh my goodness,
Oh.
they are wonderful. So
And your oldest daughter recently got married.
she did. She's about to have her 1-year anniversary. It's hard to imagine,
Oh
but
my
she is
God.
just in a few weeks here.
Oh wow. I remember seeing that on Facebook and I was like, oh.
I know. How can that be?
Right? Just like, oh my goodness. But you look good
Thank
for a
you.
mom of 7. Wow.
I mean, you got to grow old powerfully, girl. We can't just let it happen. We got to take charge here. And I started working out in the gym and with my daughter, and it's transformed my life, really and truly.
I saw that. I saw that on Facebook how you did the side by sides. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. You go, girl.
I'm
You
trying. I,
go.
I don't want to look like the grandma here. I'm an older mom, right? And so, I mean, I had my youngest at 43, and so I want to grow old powerfully and look like her mom and be able to be
Mhm.
engaged. Not that she has to push me around and go, yeah, that's my mom over there, and pushing her in the wheelchair, right? I want to go on hikes and have fun with them, and so it's really important to me, and to be able to have that kind of a lifestyle with them, and I know it's very intentional. You have to make choices to enable that to happen.
I understand. I get it. So tell us, why is family so important?
Well, it's the foundation of everything. It's where
Facts.
things start from. And I think that's really why. And when crisis happen, you never know how it can take you by surprise. A few years ago, it was only 4 years ago now. But my eldest son had stage 4 cancer, and he was only 17 at the time, and it changed everything. And that was very important for us to have family support. He needed his siblings around him. He needed a loving environment, and we were able to create that for him to help him on his healing journey. And I think because that's where our some of our greatest traumas and things happen is
Mhm.
in there. And so you want to be able to have that support and that, rah rah, go team.
Yeah.
You want to start it there so they know how to bring it out to the world. If we're
Mhm.
broken in our homes and our families, then we bring that to the world, and we have to overcome those things. Of course, we're all imperfect, and we all need to grow and learn, and we have challenges to overcome anyway. We're not perfect by
Right.
any, right?
Oh, far, far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it. So on that note, I love how what you're saying just rolls right into the next questions that we have. But you said how people are not perfect. So then I'm gonna take it on another level and ask the judgments. Why are people so quick to judge? I'm not understanding. I mean,
Mm,
now by what I mean by that is nothing racial and nothing political, but at the same token, people, like you said yourself, they ask you, are they all yours? Like, why wouldn't they be? Does it really matter? Why are you
right.
why what is the judgment there? What is it for?
Right. And I think it's because we all wear our own limitations. And so we look at others through our own eyes and our own limitations. And so if we're like, well, we couldn't do that, then we're like, well, that costs a lot, and so we look through them with our judgments. Well, you have a lot of kids, that's going to cost a lot of money. Can you support them? Can you feed them? Can you, so they start thinking these things because you're looking through your own limitations. You're thinking of what you can do. And so
Mhm.
we start looking through it that way, like, well, I can't do that. I can't put myself in your position. And so we don't have grace for what other people can do or their abilities, and maybe we get afraid, they're like,
Mhm.
they're doing something, we're afraid they're gonna do something wrong or falter or have an issue. And so then that puts us, then we judge them. Well, they shouldn't be doing that, that's a bad
Right.
thing. And
Yeah.
so our fears can also, I think fears is a lot of things why we judge people too. We're afraid for them to do something. Like some people like, I'm going to jump out of, no, I'm not, they want to jump out of a plane. Then we're like, no, 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 don't do that. You're going to die because don't
Mhm.
you know, it's not safe. And so it's the same thing. We just apply that to other issues. And I think we'll feel unsafe, and we're feeling unsafe in our own bodies, in our own ways. And we want to discourage that from others, and we judge them, our limitations.
It's so ironic, barbaric, old school. I mean, just let that go. But I mean,
Yeah.
your kids are clearly not wanting or lacking for anything. It's like, can you feed them? Do they cost a lot? Do they look like they starving? And if
Mhm.
they do, then I'm the mom. I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. But it's like some of the questions people really have, and I'll say it, the audacity to ask other people, like who gives you that right, and who puts you in that perspective or that position to ask me them kind of questions? I'm not understanding.
That is so true. And yeah, the questions that you can get asked are pretty. That what it did for me though, it caused me to kind of hide, because they were like,
Mm.
my reaction was to kind of go into hiding. I'm going to
Mhm.
hide over here in my little burrow and keep you out, because I couldn't handle the judgments, and I was just trying to struggle my own way, and that was too much for me to handle. And so I would try to hide and not tell people even some of the good things, because I'm
Mhm.
like, I can't handle all that and just stay away. I'm on my own journey. Like I can't with you, you people.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's just people that do too much. But then at the same token, like you just mentioned, how you went into hiding, there are others that go into hiding because they're scared of the judgments that others may give them. They're not ready to handle it. And I think that it takes a certain kind of stance and growth to be able to do that.
Yes.
Because I've hidden before in the past myself just because I didn't want to be judged or I thought I wasn't good enough,
Right.
not realizing at that time I definitely am good enough. I definitely have what it takes to do whatever it is that I wanted to do. But I was scared, and that fear that you spoke of. I've been
Mhm.
in those positions. A lot of people have been in those positions that where they've been feared.
It was at this moment she knew she messed up.
Sorry about that. That was the dog as she busts through, and she will bark in a minute. Ugh.
Shh. We'll be right back.
I'm
And so
recording. Shut up.
that was
Shit. All right, so let's see. If I may ask, have you had any struggles in life that you'd like to share? I saw your face just now.
have I had any struggles? Oh
outside of
goodness.
having 7 kids and then you having a
You know,
son
I
with cancer and
mm,
such, but he's in remission.
yes. Yes, he is. He
Awesome.
is. He is. I think one of the biggest struggles for me was knowing my value and my worth and having confidence, and it really was stemmed from a background of domestic violence. I was raised
Oh
in a
wow.
home that there was a lot of there was domestic violence going on, and so unaware, I recreated it in my own home by marrying someone that continued to have that. Because what we don't know is that it was for me, home that was normal, that's what home felt like, and I didn't know that
Hmm.
I was recreating it, so it was a really big struggle, and I didn't it I was reluctant to share about it because it seemed so shameful, and,
Hmm.
you know better, but then on the other hand, in the religious circles and in being a good Christian, you were like, "You can't leave, you have to pray harder, you maybe need to cast demons out," and all these things to get healthy and well, and so it made me feel ashamed, and so I didn't know how, but then when my son really had that, the cancer diagnosis, I realized this was too much and we couldn't keep going on this way. I mean, it was like the perfect storm, if you will, that led to this horrible thing. And to get us all healthy, we had to leave. And that was one of the most difficult things I ever did because in that, family is very important to me. And I had to leave some of those, leave that behind. And I kept our family unit very strong, with my children, but I left, I left all those other anyone, to be honest, anyone who was related to me at that time never asked how my son was doing. And so it was really hard. And I really started over in that whole thing. And so that was one of the most difficult struggles. But I'm really, I'm really proud to say that we've overcome so many things. And, I've even had people like, oh, I want what you have. But we don't know. Do you really, because in those moments of the valleys, when you're
Hmm.
alone, that's where you gain your faith muscles. That's where you get your strength. And,
Ma'am.
we know that when we go to the gym, we're like, okay, my son, one of my sons, he goes to the gym like sometimes he was going twice a day. Okay. He was just like so loving this gym, but it was because he was getting the gains. And I said, hey, isn't it kind of like a badge of honor when you feel the pain? He's like, yeah, that muscle's tearing down. That means I'm getting bigger ones. We don't think that whenever we're going through struggles in life. We don't think how horrible, we don't think, oh, I'm getting my muscles on. I'm getting my faith muscles. I'm getting my strength. I'm getting my courage up. We don't think like that. We like pray it away, make it leave. But those are where we get our strength. And that's how we get our ability and our confidence to grow so that we can handle and we can become and we can be the motivation for others so that we can be a motivating love for other people so that we can
Yes.
inspire others, and that's where it comes
Yes.
from.
Oh, awesome. I love how you light up when you talk about your kids and you talk about your family. It's just a pop of joy and hope that a lot of us sometimes don't have and or need, and you don't really realize sometimes that just your smile can brighten someone else's day. I know it sounds very
No.
cliche-ish, but it's very true.
It is, and I say that all the time. I said, "We don't know how a smile can just change someone," or even just telling them, "Hey, I like that color that you're wearing," or, "Your eyes are gorgeous," or something. Just we just all need that encouragement, and it can be the smallest, littlest thing, and I think it's so important to bring that kind of kindness and joy. And my kids, I've taught them to to serve other people. So if they
Mhm.
see other people like struggling carrying stuff or at the grocery store, they're like, "Mom, can I help them put their groceries on the bin, the line or whatever?" And I said, "We'll
Oh,
ask them." And they're
wow.
like, "Well, they won't let me." And I said, "Well, that's fine, but even if you just ask,
Mhm.
that means you showed that you were aware and
Yes.
they may like it and they may appreciate it." And so it's always important to me to just kind of like if you're thinking something good or kind, let the person know.
Yes.
Let them know. We all need that
Oh, yes, we do more
because
than
we get other
people need.
people's judgments, right?
Right? Awesome. All right. So tell us, how can people get in contact with you?
I'm my Facebook page is a great place and it has a link. I do have a private community where I call it Encourage Her to encourage
Yes.
women. And I love encouraging women. I just we to unleash your voice and to be heard because we all have a way to encourage and bring inspiration to others around us. And sometimes we feel weak to be able to do that. And we need to overcome our traumas. But when we do, we can live flourishing lives, and it's really about that. So that's what it's so. Anyway, that's just my passion to encourage other women so that they won't. I had, even this week, I had someone contact me about leaving a domestic violence situation, and they're like, "My family's telling me to stay." And I say, "Do you think I should?" And I'm like, no, right? No, the answer is no. But people would tell me the same thing. No, you need to stay, pray harder. And, to be really personal, even now, my former husband, the kid's dad, will go to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family, go and celebrate with my sister, go and celebrate with my parents, and it's hard for me, but that is where like family is important. But in those situations, we don't understand that that is a plan almost to divide the family, because if I can't go and talk to them, then I'm isolated from them. And so that's why I also know that like this organization and the works that you're doing to say you're not alone. There is people around you that can surround you and encourage you and be there for you, and you got to find that. You got to find your family of choice. So that is not just your biological family, but make your
Nope.
family of choice,
Yes.
because it is so valuable. And that's how we get our tribe around us. So that when we
Yes.
have those days and we're like, I can't go, someone's there to hold your arms up and walk the mile with you.
That is so true. I love being a part of your group on Facebook because there's things when I think I'm going through something and then I'm reading other people's, and then the encouragement that you give us in the group, it's like, wow. And then sometimes I'll scroll back through and it's like, it could be a post from another day, but I'll go in and comment on this day or whatever, just because now it's affecting me and I want to say, this is what happened, or be encouraged. That particular day the post came out, I was down, but now looking in hindsight, this is what happened. So if I can get through it, you can get through it, or if you need someone to hold your hand, let us know. So I thank you for what you're doing in the group, because it is truly inspiring and it's very much encouraging others. And I love the name of Encourage Her. So
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
you for your help. All righty, everyone. Today we have been talking with Miss Melody Self. And again, if you ever need to contact her, here is her link: bit.ly-encourage her, without the E in encourage. But she is an amazing person to get to know. If you just ever need her, please reach out. She is wonderful and just amazing. And I thank you, Melody, for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And I
Oh,
appreciate
always.
all what you're doing.
Thank
It's
you.
we're a circle and we lift each other up. Love it.
Yes, ma'am. And we will continue to do so. So make sure that you are subscribing and sharing about Project Love, and we will see you next time. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.